Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it is the first makeup playtime of 2020. New year, new decade. I am so ready. I am so on it. And honestly, guys, I feel like we're starting off the year pretty strong because I really like how my makeup came out today. Pretty much everything I used ended up bringing a pretty excellent product. So if you would like to learn what I used on my face today and see all the products in action, we're about to get into it. Today is one of those days where I feel like I need this. I am so ready to sit down and play with some new makeup because I feel like literal garbage right now. I just got my period this morning. I have a headache. My hormones are all over the place. I have cramps. it's not pretty. It's not good. So I need a little self-love. I need some self-care at the moment. And that is exactly what sitting down and playing with makeup is for me. So I'm gonna prep my skin today with my Good Molecules silicone-free priming moisturizer. Been really liking this as just a light hydrating base underneath makeup. You can wear this as a moisturizer at night too. It doesn't have any sunscreen in it. It doesn't have any fragrance in it. It's pretty gentle and it's hydrating without being heavy. So it's really more of a skincare product than a makeup product, but it is really nice as a makeup base. And then for foundation today, I'm gonna be using something that I'm so excited to finally own, and that is the Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. This is an old product. This launched, I think, a couple years ago at this point. But now that I've tried the rest of the Peach line, I've really been wanting to get my hands on this. I picked up a sample this summer from Sephora, and I actually really like the formula a lot, but I wanted to hold off on purchasing it because I knew there would be coupons to Sephora at the end of the year. So I tried to make myself wait, and I'm glad that I did because this guy right here went on sale, and then Sephora had an additional 20% off sale. So I was able to get this for $23. Like, what the heck? Totally worth the wait. So I got the shade Light Beige, which ended up being like the perfect match for me. I feel like this color really blends nicely into my skin tone, and I've just been loving this foundation. It is just like the perfect level of coverage for me for every day, in that it's full enough to cover up most of my redness and imperfections, but it doesn't look too heavy. It's got a nice finish to it where it's matte-ish, but not too flat and cakey and chalky looking. It's just a really nice foundation. It also smells lovely, which is a good or a bad thing, I guess, depending on how you want to think about it. I don't think scented face products is probably the best thing for your skin, but it does smell good. So I'm just blending this in quick with a beauty sponge, and I feel like it does blend out really fast. And again, just gives your skin a really nice skin-like even finish. It's not too heavy, perfect for every day. I just really like it. I'm so glad I got it for such a good price. Now, I don't have a new concealer to test, so I think I'm gonna go in today with my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. Do they even make this anymore? I feel like it was discontinued when they launched their new Go Naked concealer that went along with their Go Naked foundation, but I don't really know. This is a really nice concealer. It's very lightweight, hydrating, covers without looking heavy or, dry, crepey on the under eyes. So I really enjoy it, but I have the sneaking suspicion it's something that you can't get anymore, which is a bummer because I feel like, well, I haven't tried the concealer that replaced it, but I do think it's a little bit more full coverage and a little bit more matte than this guy is. Oh my goodness, I am an idiot. I totally lied. I do have a new concealer. What is wrong with me? How did I forget this? I was so excited to pick this product up. But that's okay, because we can definitely still use this for some spot concealing, because I do have a few breakouts. Thank you, Mother Nature. Appreciate that so much. If my period wasn't enough, the pimples were just an extra nice little special present for me this month. So I picked up the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This is another old school product that I feel like hasn't been talked about too much recently, but definitely had a moment a couple of years ago when it first launched. Everybody was using this, and it was something that was always kind of in the back of my mind. It's been on my loves list for a really long time. So I just finally decided to go ahead and pick it up. I tested it out in the store to kind of figure out what shade I was, and I thought the texture was beautiful. material. It's super silky feeling, so it blends out really nicely, but still has really good coverage. And I have tried it a few times now on my under eyes, and I actually feel like it looks really nice and not too heavy. But seeing as I just already put concealer on my under eyes like a dum-dum, we're just going to use this with a little small, kind of flat, almost like stippling brush to just cover up some little areas that I have some imperfections. Fortunately though, this is not a first impression for me. I have tried this out before, so I do at least have some thoughts to share on it, and I do really enjoy it so far. I think the coverage is nice. I think the way that it blends out onto the skin is really nice, so I am very happy to have finally picked this guy up. Actually, should we do a little test? So I have one of these little skin mole things. They're benign. My mom gets them too. They're red and they're weird. But let's just try covering this up with a little bit of that concealer. Yeah, see, I feel like it's got pretty good coverage. Like that definitely made that disappear pretty well. What do you guys think? All right, and then to set everything down, I have a new powder as well. I've got a lot of new products today, clearly, as you can see. I feel like I've been making treat yourself my mantra this holiday season. Maybe a little bit more than I should have. Anyway, this guy here is from Kiko Cosmetics. This is from their Magical Holiday Collection. It's the matte powder in the shade 02 Beige. It's a pressed powder, and it's just been a really long time since I've tested out a pressed setting powder, so I figured I would give this guy a whirl. It does feel smooth but very dry to the touch. It doesn't feel like a really creamy powder, but I also feel like it's there for a very lightweight consistency, so it's not going to look too heavy on the skin. So we'll see. And I'm actually using this with a new brush that I also picked up. This is from It Cosmetics for Ulta, or It Brushes for Ulta. It was one of those Celestial Wonder brushes. I posted a picture of this on my Instagram. This brush is so pretty. And they had it on sale for $15, and you got an Alex and Ani bracelet with it, which I thought was such a good deal. The only bad thing, I've been wearing that Alex and Ani bracelet a lot because I think it's super cute, but I wore it in a video that I was filming recently, and it made so much noise that I didn't really hear it when I was filming it, but because my microphone is in front of me, it picked up the sound of that bracelet like really strong, and it drove me insane the entire time I was editing. So I'm so sorry to any of you guys who also noticed that in that video and were annoyed by it. I think it was my 9 brands to try in 2019 follow-up video, so my bad on that. Anyway, as for this powder, I feel like this is nice in that it is like setting down my makeup nice and lightly, but it's not overly mattifying. I feel like it keeps your skin looking pretty healthy and satiny, so I feel like if you had dry skin or skin that easily looked textured and cakey, you might actually really like this. And honestly, right now with it being winter, my skin is so weird. It's been a lot more dry than it's been oily, so I feel like I don't need the most mattifying of mattifying products right now because I'm not getting quite as shiny. Okay, I don't think I have a new blush or bronzer to test out. I was at least good in that respect, so we'll just use the ones in the Cherrybomb palette from Juno & Co. because that's what I got in front of me. And I do actually enjoy these powders quite a bit. I think that they look lovely on the skin. They blend in really nicely. I've been enjoying this palette a lot. Only downside I feel like about this, or the only thing that I'm not a huge fan of, is how much kick up there is in the pan. I feel like I've lost a lot of product just because it's very soft, so you barely need to dip your brush into it and the powder kind of goes everywhere, so that is a little bit of a bummer. This is also a very glowy blush, but we're gonna put on highlight as well because I've got something very exciting to test out today. And that is the new Nabla Skin Glazing Highlight. Oh, just look at that. Look at the way that shines in the light. Like, it doesn't even look real. It looks like actual molten metal or something like that. It doesn't even look like makeup. That's insane. So I got this bad boy with some Ulta points. I had 2,000 to cash in, so I had a little haul. Again, treat yourself. So naturally, I had to pick one of these up. These have been out of stock so much on the Ulta website. Like, it's been hard to actually order one of them, but finally the shade that I wanted came back. I got Amnesia, which is not the lightest shade, but it's like the second lightest kind of golden champagne color. And I have just heard so many good things about this. You guys know how I feel about Nabla, that goes without saying. So I really wanted to try this formula. I want to swatch it, but I also like don't want to ruin the beautiful embossing on this pan. Like, it's just so stunning to look at. We'll just touch a little corner and see how it feels. Okay, it feels soft, but again, pretty firmly pressed. Oof, oof. Oh yes, that looks like it's going to be beautiful. Like, it's gonna look just super glowy, but also natural and just melt in lovely. I can't wait. All right, let's do this. Yeah, this is definitely one of those highlights that doesn't look like it picks up very much on the brush, but when you actually apply it to the skin, that glow though, oof, wow, wowzers. Like, I know I was already glowy, but man, this is just, so pretty. I'm just gonna go back in with my powder brush and just kind of blend a little bit right along the top edge, just so that way it kind of melts into my powder and that way it doesn't look too stripey. But man, I think that is stunning. Today is shaping up to be a good makeup day so far. I'm pleased, and I needed this. Like, good vibes only is what we're trying to channel today. I don't have anything new for the brows, so I'm just gonna do my little routine that I've been doing a lot lately real quick, which has been the trio of Gimme Brow, Precisely My Brow, and the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. All right, so let's move on to eyes. We've got a couple of really fun new things to play with. First is a brand new eyeshadow palette that I've had for a while and still have not had a chance to crack into. This is the brand new Aurora palette from Alter Ego. Alter Ego is kind of one of those dupe brands. They do a lot of dupes for super high-end palettes, namely ones from Natasha Denona. So this is a dupe for the Sunrise palette, and I do not own that palette, even though I love these colors. The Sunrise palette I think was $65, which honestly for Natasha Denona isn't so bad, but still was something that I felt like for colors that I have shades similar to already in my collection, I couldn't really justify the price. So this guy right here is only 16 bucks. So here's to hoping the quality will be good and it will give you guys a nice affordable option if you love this color story and don't want to shell out buku bucks for the Natasha Denona one. I have tried all of the other palettes from Alter Ego as well. They sent me over the Goddess palette, the Daydream, and the Sahara. The only one I wasn't a huge fan of was Daydream, honestly. I felt the mattes in there were a little hit and miss, but their two newer ones, Goddess and Sahara, I think are actually really quite nice. So I have high hopes for this guy. Now, before I decide like what exactly I'm gonna do with this palette and what kind of look I wanna create, I wanna show you something else that I bought because I think I want to incorporate it into this look and I think it will go really well with this palette. And that is this beautiful baby right here. This is one of the Marc Jacobs See-Quins eyeshadows. This was on sale and I was able to get additional money off of it. So I think I got it for maybe $12 when all was said and done, and normally it's like $28. So it was a really, really good price for something that I think is beautiful and I'll actually use because I love a good shimmery eye situation. So this is one of those very ultra glittery kind of duochromatic pressed pigmenty type single shadows. So it's very similar to the Tarte Chrome paints or to the Hourglass Scattered Lights. I got the shade Stardust, which is a really beautiful sort of like rose pink with like a gold shift, and then it has these tiny shimmery micro glitters in it. Oh my goodness, I thought this looked so pretty. So I feel like because of this orangey tone, I think this will go well with the shades in this palette, don't you think? There are, however, some really, really beautiful metallics in here that I feel like deserve some love. This one, Dawn, especially, like immediately my eye automatically gravitates to the duochrome purple because of course, it's me. Ooh, that does look really pretty. Let's give it a swatch, see how it performs. Ooh, very pretty. That's really nice. That reminds me a ton of the shade Garden Gate from the Soul Blooming palette from Nabla, or their single shadow called Alchemy. It's one of those really pretty purple duochromes with a strong icy blue shift. Super, super pretty. I really like those types of shades. But then you also have like this really rich metallic cranberry. That looks really, really pretty. What else can we swatch? Maybe like this guy right here. Let's give these two a go. All right, so not the absolute strongest, but not bad either. I feel like these will build up pretty well. Like they're not like the level of like Juvia's Place metallics that are just ultra, ultra, ultra pigmented, but I still think they're gonna be pretty on the eyes. So honestly, that's the only way to really judge eyeshadow. Gotta put it on your eyes, so let's get to it. I think I'm gonna start with the shade Shine, which is a very light, kind of orangey peach tone, and I'm just gonna put that into the crease as a transition. Immediately looks nice, like I feel like we are seeing some pigmentation, blending out pretty good, so that is always promising. Sometimes with light shades, they're just very, very weak and they don't even show up. But this I feel like is giving a nice wash of color. This is what I would want for a first step. There is also a lot of kick up in the pan, which I do feel is pretty typical of Alter Ego mattes. That's what I've experienced with their other palettes. The formula is very soft, but it is also therefore very powdery. So it does make kind of a giant mess. Next, I think I'm gonna go into the shade Soul, which is a deeper, really, really rich yellow. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous color, very unique. And I'm going to concentrate this in the lower part of the crease. I really don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, what my overall plan is, but I don't really do yellowy looks very often on the eyes, so I thought that might be kind of a fun place to start. And this is also really beautiful, really nice, intense pigmentation, and I'm having like zero problem blending this out. So far, so good, guys. Now I think I'm gonna take the shade Flare, which is a really pretty kind of like burnt orange color, on a more flat brush, and I'm just going to start packing this into the outer corner of the eye. I don't think I'm gonna do a halo eye today. I think I'm gonna do a more traditional shape, kind of going darkest to lightest. And I think I'm gonna do kind of a cool sunsetty ombre effect. But yeah, so far, this shadow also, really nice pigmentation, really good color saturation, building on top of itself really, really nicely. I honestly feel like the Daydream palette, the first one that I tried from them, I used that one on camera to kind of test it out side by side with the Huda Beauty new nude palette, because that's what it's a dupe for. I feel like maybe because that was their first palette, or I don't know if it was their first. I think their first might have been their dupe for the Sultry palette. It was one of those two. But I think that they've just tweaked their eyeshadow formula a little bit and improved on it, because the palettes I've tried more recently I think have been really, really good. And I think in the very, very outer corner, I'm gonna take the shade Nova here, which is like a gorgeous sort of deep, deep fuchsia, kind of purpley pink. And I'm just gonna tap this right at the very, very outer corner. So now we're gonna get into some shimmery goodness. I'm gonna take the shade Ray, which is the gorgeous dark metallic cranberry red, on a Luxie Precision shader. This is one of my favorite brushes for packing on metallic shadows. And I'm just gonna kind of layer that over the very outer edge of the lid. I feel like this shadow would probably perform really, really nicely when wet, but we're gonna start out by just using it dry, because I think it'll be a little bit easier to blend. We can always amp it up later. And now we're gonna go in with the Marc Jacobs Sequin eyeshadow, but I'm going to put down some glitter glue first, because I have used these Sequins once before, and while they do stick decently well to the eyes on their own, I feel like a glitter glue would go a long way to helping to reduce fallout. So I'm just gonna grab a little flat brush, take some glitter primer on the back of my hand. I really have been liking painting this on instead of using my fingers, I feel like it ends up being so much more precise, because I have come to learn from any time of doing my makeup and wearing a lot of glitter, if you put glitter primer up too far into your crease, it can kind of do some funky things to the mattes there, or you can end up getting glitter higher up than you want. So now I'll just take a little flat shader brush, pick up a little of this shadow, and we'll just press it right on top. This is so sparkly and so pretty. As far as an eyeshadow formula goes, this one is definitely more reflective and glittery than the Tarte Chrome paints. Those are more of just a foiled metallic. There are no like chunks of actual sparkle that will catch the light. So if you are looking for something with a more of a glittery finish, I mean, this formula is just beautiful. All right, so let's tie things together on the lower lash line. I'm basically just gonna do exactly the same thing that I did on top. So start out with just a wash of that first transition color, then we'll layer up the darker yellow, and then I think I might just go straight to Nova and buff that closest to the lash line. All right, and then let's add a little bit of inner corner highlight. I think I'm gonna let's try the shade here, Radiance, first, because this is kind of like a pinky undertone to it, kind of could tie things in with the lid shade. We'll try popping that in the inner corner. Yeah, I think that works nicely. That's nice, very, very shiny, very pretty. All right, and then in my lower waterline, I'm gonna add some liner. I've been using this one a lot, actually. This is the ColourPop BFF Cream Gel Liner in the shade Charmer. This was part of the Bye Bye Birdie collection, and it's a really, really pretty, like very, very dark purpley plum. It actually works with a lot of the looks that I like to do. Since I do a lot of things that are in that pinky purple family, I feel like it's a nice change of pace from brown or black. Now, as obsessed as I have been with the Ilia Limitless Lash Mascara, I do have another one that I have to test out. This was sent over to me through Influencer from Wander Beauty, so I basically was sent it for the purpose of reviewing it, so I gotta test it out. This is the Mile High Club Mascara, which I have heard really good things about. And I do really like their Unlashed Volume and Curl Mascara. That one definitely grew on me. You have to layer that one up, but if you take the time to build it, it looks really beautiful. So I'm excited to see how this one compares to that. So let's see what the wand looks like. All right, so this appears to be like your standard traditional regular old bristled natural mascara wand. It's not plasticky, it's not spiky, it doesn't have an hourglass shape. It's been a while since I've used something like this. Actually, let me curl my lashes first, give them a little bit of a leg up, and then we'll put this on. All right, moment of truth. Let's give this guy a go. Now, I also know with mascara, the first application, the first time you use something, you know, it can be very different a couple weeks down the road. So I really feel like first impressions of mascara, you have to take with a grain of salt, because mascara formula can change, especially if it's a very wet mascara that gets better as it dries out. This, however, for, you know, a first try, so far I feel like is layering up really nicely. I am getting mascara though on my beautifully blended eyeshadow though. I'll have to fix that. Yeah, I feel like that's a nice mascara. Here, let me get a little bit closer so you guys can see. I think this looks pretty good. I feel like it gave me a fair amount of volume, but it didn't clump all my lashes together. So far, I think I like this. All right, so I have the mascara on now. I put 2 coats on each eye, and I definitely feel like this is a nice volumizing mascara. I feel like with such a dramatic eye look, I probably still would wear falsies, but I feel like for every day, I definitely will like wearing this mascara because I like a little bit of drama, and I feel like this definitely gives it without like making your lashes look like you've only got 3 left of them. So I think I'm gonna pop on a pair of falsies just because I'm in the mood. I'm feeling it today. So I'm using a pair from Carity. These are the Sarah lashes. So that's gonna take me a few minutes. I'm gonna do that really quick, and then we'll be right back to finish things off with lips. Okay, so falsies are on. I'm loving how this eye look turned out. I think it's super fun, very warm and sunsetty, totally digging it. So now we just need a lip to finish things off, and fortunately the lip product that I most recently bought that I want to test out, I think actually is in a shade that will match this. And the lip product that I am talking about is the Laura Mercier Lip Glacé. Now, I normally would never have purchased this because it's a $27 lip gloss, and I think that's absolutely crazy to pay for a lip gloss, but I used my Ulta points on this, so I didn't spend any money at all. And to that point, I am so excited that Laura Mercier is being carried at Ulta now. I think that's amazing, because again, I can use my points towards the Flawless Fusion foundation, so I don't have to buy it at full price, which just makes me so happy because that foundation is stupidly expensive. So this is a product that I have tried before, but it's been years. I feel like maybe circa 2014, I had a small sample and I don't know how I came across it, maybe from Birchbox or something like that, but I had the lip gloss once before, many years ago, and it was before gloss was a big thing, and it was kind of at the height of the liquid lipstick age, so I feel like I liked it, but I don't know that I appreciated it enough because I wasn't as into gloss. So I wanted to try it again because I do remember it having a pretty lovely formula. So we got just a good old traditional doe foot here. I picked up the shade Nectar, which is a different shade than I got last time, but I love a good corally pink. So let's give this puppy a whirl. So texture-wise, this does feel pretty incredible. It's not sticky like at all. It feels super plush and very gel-like and very, very soft on the lips. It feels very hydrating. Like it's almost as if a lip gloss and a balm had a baby in the best possible way. The one thing it's not giving me a lot of is color. It's just mostly shine with like a little hint of tint to it. So I think what I'm gonna do is take this off, put on a lip liner, and then put the gloss on top, and then I think that will be perfect. All right, so I just went in with a mix of the shades Ruffled and Floral from Dose of Colors. So let's try this again, take two. All right, that is definitely a little better. That gloss needs a little something, especially if you're gonna be pairing it with such an intense eye look. You guys, I almost forgot. There's actually one more product left for us to test out today. It was literally sitting right in front of me. I don't know how I did not see it. It's green too, like you can't miss it, but for whatever reason, I don't wear setting spray every day, so sometimes it just kind of slips my mind when I'm going through all the steps of my makeup routine, but this is something I really want to test out, so I'd be mad if I missed it. So this was also in my 2,000 point Ulta haul. It is the Cover FX Mattifying Setting Spray. Now, you guys know I'm a sucker for the Too Faced Peach Mist. I think this works fantastically well. However, it does have denatured alcohol in it, and it has a lot of fragrance in it, so it's probably not the best thing for your skin, even though it does a fantastic job of mattifying and controlling oil. So I really wanted to try this guy out as an alternative because it doesn't have denatured alcohol in it, but it had pretty good reviews, and having tried the illuminating setting spray from Cover FX in the past, the mister on that was out of this world incredible, so I'm kind of hoping that this will be the same deal. So I'm gonna follow the directions, which says shake very well before use. You can tell there is a little shaker ball in here, and I think that is gonna make a big difference because I know there is silica in this setting spray. That's one of the things that helps to keep you, more matte throughout the day. It's the same thing with the Peach Mist. Silica has a tendency to like settle to the bottom of the bottle, so if you don't shake your setting spray up really good, you're just gonna suck up straight silica into the little nozzle, and then you're just gonna have white spots all over your face. All right, so let's do a little test mist. Okay. Oh yeah, that does seem like it's gonna mist really well and fine. I just got setting spray all over my desk. Good job, me. So here's to hoping this won't leave white spots all over my face and ruin my makeup. And also, I feel like I should have done this before I put on falsies. That probably would have been smart, but too late now. I feel like this smells like something very familiar, and I don't know what it is. Some kind of skincare product, maybe. So looking at my skin, I don't see any white spots anywhere, so I think we're good. in that respect. Obviously, with this being a setting spray, I'm not going to be able to tell you how well it works to keep my makeup locked in place right now, but I will definitely keep you guys posted in a future video once I've had a chance to, like, you know, wear test it. All right, guys, so I think that is it for today's makeup look. I honestly really like how this came out. I feel like my skin right now looks so glowy. Like, dang, it looks pretty incredible. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't feel like I necessarily look greasy, but I look just like glowy and healthy, which my skin doesn't typically do. It honestly probably is a combination of that silicone-free priming moisturizer from Good Molecules, because it just makes your skin so nice and hydrated, and that setting powder from Kiko, which also gives a really nice skin-like finish, and then all of the highlight that I'm wearing right now, which is blinding in the best kind of way. All right, guys, so that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed seeing all of these products in action. If you did, I hope you will consider giving this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate your support so much. And if you've tried any of these products, definitely let me know what you think of them in the comments down below. I'm always so curious if we have a similar experience, if things that work for me also work for you, or if they ended up being like a total fail. And of course, if you are not subscribed to my channel already and you want to see my face show up in your subscription feed again, I hope you will consider clicking that button before you go. That way we can hang out again in the future and play with some more makeup. I also do a monthly series here on my channel called The Beauty Report, where I basically round up everything I've tested out in the month and do like a rapid fire series of final reviews. So all of these products will probably make a comeback in that video, and I will let you know at that point, once I've tested them out a little bit more, what I really think of them. And yeah, on that note, I'm gonna let you guys get back to your crazy busy lives, but I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.